This is a step toward curing cancer. Jen?
That's right. Be the Match is a part of the National Bone Marrow Registry that helps link 33 million donors internationally to possible matches.
Not quite back yet. He gets in town tomorrow, but teams can't be more excited.
That's right, Stephanie. Now, like other controlled substances, there's lists of ingredients, amounts, and a lot of carefully done testing to ensure that these products aren't harmful. When making your donation, just make sure that in this designation line, you select Injury Prevention Program. That way it ensures that all of your donations are going to the program to buy those helmets for those kids. According to these court documents, Bryce Thompson, who is currently in the Missoula County Jail on $1 million bond, allegedly murdered Alyssa Dodd, his girlfriend, with a hitch ball mount. If you have any idea who these women are, you are urged to call Crime Check. That number's on your screen, 509-456-2233. It's bacteria, and it has the potential to be hazardous to you and your family. That's right, the owner of Zoe Coffee House and Pub is taken over, and don't worry, the owner Mike Wagner told right now there are only 50 spots left, so if you want to register your team, make sure to do that tonight. It's first come, first serve.
Let's get right to Jennifer Forsmann, who was the first reporter there. Jenny, do we know how this woman is doing?
So, Claire, this happened just where the Sullivan Bridge crosses the Spokane River here in the valley. And we don't know how she's doing right now. We're still waiting for another update. But what we did just find out from Spokane Valley Fire Department is that the two men who saw the woman in the river jumped in and pulled her to the shore. And by chance, a Spokane Valley Fire Department inspector was in the area, and the men who rescued her flagged him down to come help. Together, all three of them began CPR. Now, after about 5 minutes, the full fire team arrived and used ropes and pulleys to pull her up the steep side of the river and then into the ambulance, where she was rushed to the hospital. Now, we don't know if she planned to go into the river or if it just happened, but Spokane Valley Fire Captain Craig Warzen says that if you plan to hang out in the river, you are required to wear a life jacket.
Wear a life jacket. It's actually a law, and the sheriff's department will fine you if they catch you, and you have to be wearing it. You can't just have it in your possession. You actually have to have it physically buckled or zipped. There are several spots along the river that have loaner life jackets, so if you show up and you don't have one and you forget about it, you can actually take it off the board. It looks like a wooden sign with a roof on it, and you can take it off, put it on, float down to the takeout, hang it back up, and go home.
You can find these loaner life jacket areas along the Spokane River, specifically near 9 Miles Falls Recreation Area. I'm also told that although the Spokane River's water level is pretty low, there are still several fast-moving spots. In Spokane Valley tonight, Jennifer Forsmann, KHQ Local News.
There are several dangers when it comes to driving, specifically visibility. Here in Spokane, there are several intersections where your visibility is reduced due to buildings and cars parked on the side of the road. We mounted several cameras onto our cars here, and we're going to hit the road and see how long it takes for me to see oncoming cars when I go to turn onto the roads here in downtown Spokane. Let's get in and go.
All right, we're currently in the KHQ parking lot, but we are going to pull out onto Adams and go drive down First Avenue. Let's go. We are now pulling out onto Adams. And we are here where Adams meets First. There is just a stop sign here, and we're gonna go, and you can see there's a car there already. We're gonna pull out a little farther, see what we can see. I see two cars coming out here now, a semi truck for sure. There's those big cars parked there. It's a little hard to see. I think we're all clear. Look both ways. I think we can see, oh, there's a car. Let's turn quick.
This is just one example of an intersection with reduced visibility in Spokane. According to Washington state law, the vehicle cannot be parked within 30 feet of a traffic light, yield sign, or stop sign. But that doesn't mean you will have great visibility. Rachel Oxrider, a local driving instructor, says it's still up to you to be cautious and aware of your surroundings when driving, when you are in a vehicle, bicycle, or Lime scooter. But there are some things you can do when you meet a blind corner.
Come to a full legal stop at the appropriate place, and then to creep forward slowly so that you improve and open up your view before you pull out into traffic.
If you live in the city of Spokane and notice that vehicles are parked illegally, making it difficult to see past them, there is a website you can visit to make a report. That'll all be linked to the story on khq.com. Jennifer Forsman, KHQ Local News.
We're here at the warehouse where boxes are starting to pile up all the way up to the ceiling, filled with player t-shirts. And the big question this year is, what's the design and what color are players getting?
I think that a lot of the players who've done it, especially every year, a lot of years, will really like the color, and it will match most of their things. That's the hint I'll give. It'll match most of the things that they wear.
3 decades of shirt designs for the world's largest 3-on-3 basketball tournament, with this year set to be the biggest one yet. The pressure is on to create the best player shirts so far. Over 20,000 people sporting them all weekend long and into the months to follow. From the screen printer to players' backs, each is hand-rolled and organized by size before being packed away into bags for each player. Hoopfest organizers choose from hundreds of designs to be the design. Will it be red, blue, classic white, maybe a different spectrum of the color wheel? Purple even?
I really, really like the design. It's the few people who've got to see it have really enjoyed it and really like it. I think this year will be one of the best years that we've had the Hoopfest shirt design. It's really cool.
The same goes for the other Hoopfest swag and volunteer shirts. Phil Harris has been a volunteer for years, from the very first Hoopfest as a court monitor to this year volunteering any way he can. Today he was rolling shirts, and he says this year's design has the other 29 beat.
What has been your favorite design so far of all the shirts?
Player shirt? I'd have to say this one. I've seen them all.
But for you to see this year's design, you gotta wait just a little bit longer. In Spokane, Jennifer Forsman, KHQ Local News.